promote the growth of Tigres in English through analysis, discussions, interviews, and more. Welcome to the Lautimes podcast. My word. What a night. What a night. What a game. We're back with a post-game show. We haven't done one of these in a little bit. And boy, did we pick a great night to do a post-game show. This is Lautimes, where we talk about Tigres in English. And we are here, Tigres After Dark edition. It's midnight here in Texas. And the boys just gave us an incredible victory, 7-0 over Puebla, as we return back to league play tonight. So we're going to talk about that. Man, we have so much to get to. I'm very happy to have Lou Pop with me for this one. How are you, my friend? How you feeling after that? Wow.
What's up, Dennis, man? The adrenaline is still flowing. What a night, dude. Somebody pinch me. I don't know. Did this really happen? It is incredible everything we saw tonight, dude. Gignac scoring again. We hadn't seen him score since November. So awesome to see him get on the board again. Golazo from Herrera, golazo from Correa. Debut goal for Chicha Sanchez. First goal as a Tigre, which ended up being a golazo at home with our fans in this atmosphere. I mean, you can't ask for much more. 7 goals. I mean, when's the last time we scored that many? I'm gonna have to dig through the archives, but it was a phenomenal night. Just awesome to see, man. The team is really firing on all cylinders right now.
So much to get to, so many little bits of this game to discuss. If you're here watching us right now, there are so many people of you watching. There's almost 50 people already. Thank you for joining us. If you're on Twitter, X, give this stream a retweet so that way more of y'all can come join. If you're on YouTube, send this to, I don't know what my camera's doing. If you're on YouTube, come hang out, share the link with people, and come hang out in the chat. We want to hear your thoughts about the game. Like Sean is here saying that he has reposted the stream. I guess that's a new thing that StreamYard's doing, that it's just saying that. So thank you, Sean, for reposting. Yes, y'all come hang out. Y'all come talk about the game with us.
Let us know what your favorite moment was out of all the awesome moments tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 7 goals to pick from, and then you've got other bits and pieces here and there. Thank you, Sean. Anything for you, Denny Bear? Appreciate you. Man, okay, where do we start, man? I mean, I guess let's just talk the lineup. There was really no surprises as far as like starting 11 went. At least to me, I kind of thought we'd get a little bit of rotation. I'm very glad that Bernardo Parra started this game because, man, that we needed some youth minutes, but also it's good to see him back on the field. I know he's been dealing with a little bit of an injury. Everything else felt pretty much the same. Gacelo Lopez was bound to start, knowing that Gignac is not going to be starting as many games right now, and Nico Ibanez is hurt. So I'm not too surprised at the lineup itself, and obviously it ended up being really well. You look like Medvedev is crazy. I can't with you. That's incredible. Yeah, so no surprises lineup-wise. I want to start with Parra. He had the assist on the first goal, so kudos to him on that OCL goal. And I know he had to come off a little bit early because of injury, but for his first action of the season in any competition, I thought he was really good.
He was solid. I didn't check his final stats because we jumped on the live stream right away. But at halftime, he was at 2 chances created, 22 touches, 81% pass accuracy, which was at that time above the team average. I think our team average was at 78% at halftime. We weren't connecting a lot of passes. We were a little bit sloppy to start the game. So I thought he was actually playing better than the average. His passing is really good. I was surprised. He doesn't have as great movement as Gorriarán does. He doesn't have the motor that Gorriarán has, but his vision, his ability to pass the ball is incredible for a 20-year-old. I think he's the player that's just going to continue growing, and especially if he can get some minutes here and there, I think he's going to vastly improve.
I love that he was like so composed throughout the night. Like never felt rushed. He was kind of like even directing guys, um, especially in the first half. I was really impressed by that. We've got some comments coming in. Shout out AJ, our friend AJ here. 20 to 23 passes. Yeah,
Shout out Corpus Christi.
that's right. The pride of Corpus. Sheesh. And Sean saying, this is kind of random. My favorite part was seeing the Linez goal, and that's it. Who made the pass that set up the Brunetta run? I
That was Parra, I believe.
okay.
He that was a through ball that Parra sent, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, because Parra set the ball for Osiels, right? And then he also had that?
Mm, I got to double check on that.
Okay.
Estrella TV is actually running the highlights right now. I'm kind of
They
taking
are.
a peek.
Did you watch it on Estrella? Let me ask you
Yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah, I watched it on Estrella because they have a decent little pregame show. So like half an hour before it starts, they start doing the pregame, and like I've said before, I just like having Monterrey people in the stream. Pello Maldonado, uh, Cavazos, Linda Cavazos. So I think it's fantastic to be able to see them and listen to them. So
Yeah. I was watching on FS1, which I did not know that was a thing until today that they were even going to have um, that option. So to have an English language league game option, we haven't had that in a long time, and that was great. So shout out to them. I thought the broadcast was really good from them, and no complaints for me there. I guess, man, should we just go goal by goal at this point? Like just kind of progress through the night. That first goal, not too long after kickoff, Osiel Herrera with just a rocket off of a Parra pass. This dude has been on a tear the since the season has started. He scored in the league. He scored in Leagues Cup as well. I think this is his third goal in 4 or 5 games. And I'm just so happy that this is the version that we're getting um, from him. Speaking of OCL, shout out our friend Edgar, who unfortunately is not with us tonight, but he is still watching. Arriba los Tigres, viva OCLingham. Facts. Our Jude. This is the OCL we've been waiting on. The OCL that we knew like existed, like has the talent, has the tenacity, has the technical ability to be that good. And shout out to him because that goal, I think, just kind of further like solidifies his place in the team, but also solidifies that he has improved finally, um, with some good health, with some good run of form. He is finally turning into the player that I think we've all been wanting to see.
and it came at a time, Dennis, when the team really hadn't been playing that well, and I feel like he gave us the spark that we needed at a time where Puebla was kind of dominating possession, our passing was sloppy, and then just out of nowhere he was able to create for us. I think that's really important. And I've always said this about Herrera. The dude is a fantastic talent. He's phenomenal. He's a nightmare to defend as a winger because he's an excellent dribbler for a guy that tall. The only problem we've ever had with Herrera is that he couldn't stay healthy. So if he continues to stay healthy, dude, he's gonna be a beast for us.
Yeah, just a great goal. Got a lot of comments about him. Sean saying his goal scoring record has always been outstanding when he's been healthy.
Yeah.
Correct. I love this comment from Edgar saying the OCL that was defrosting, and the actual man who has made the show even possible. I don't know though, who is not in the most ideal circumstances to appear, much less host. Let's just say that, saying the most upside talent on the team. Edgar, La Carne is crazy. Um, AJ has a question that I want us to get to here in a little bit. I want to go by goal real quick, talking about just if we're a contender or not. I will get to that, AJ. I promise. So that was goal number one. Goal number two was the Lainez goal, which was a play really made by Brunetta, being able to just find that angle of a pass and to just kind of loop it over everybody to the only spot that Lainez could get it, and Lainez was there, and he ended up heading it in off a great pass.
Yeah, for those that didn't see the goal, go watch the highlight because it's worth it. It's almost like he just chipped it, and the ball just floated, and it was really nice to see because the last defender for Puebla actually tried to head the ball and he missed it by like a couple of inches, and the ball landed perfectly to where Lainez could just head it in. So it was a really tremendous technique by Brunetta there to be able to place it where he did. He had a really tight window to be able to place that ball, and he did great with it.
Can I ask you to translate this in English, Lou? Because Sean said, "Can we get that in English?"
So it's what he's saying is, Mom, I forgot to defrost the meat.
There you go, Sean. You're welcome. Um, and another guy who's just been really strong to start the year, Diego Lainez. It's the I don't know exactly what it is. It's great, whatever it is. Whether it's the Correa effect, whether it's just the fact that they had a really good like preseason under Guido. It could be a
Keep
combination of
in
both.
mind, Dennis, too, that last year he really played out of position.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we tried forcing him at that left wing back position, and I think it just he wasn't able to shine at all in that spot. As he's a decent defender, but not elite, and he just wasn't able to get to the spot where he wants to be, which is middle third to final third. I think that's where he shines the most.
right. And the fact that he's playing on the right side of the field as opposed to the left. He's okay on the left, but he's always been the much better
Yeah,
player on the right side. And
because he's
so
able to cut inside and be able to take that shot that he wants.
exactly, exactly. So shout out to him because he has really started this season strong, not just from even like a goals perspective, but just everything about his play, like his passing, his link up, his willingness to shoot outside of the box. Although that's a thing that I've seen just throughout the whole team. Like everybody's wanting to shoot from outside the box, something that I think all of us like in
Yeah.
the Tigres like English community have been like screaming for the last like year. I mean, a lot of you guys who are in the chat right now are in our big Twitter thread, and I think every game last year we were saying, can we just please shoot instead of just like trying to pass the ball in the net like we're Man City, right? And I think we're really seeing that to start this year. Whether it's Correa, whether it's Planes, whether it's Ociel, Bruneta, all of these guys, just being willing to like take shots from outside the box. That's such a big plus because it breaks down defenses and when you get those shots to go in, then it really like hurts the other team's defense. It like destroys their confidence. Not to interrupt the game slash goal breakdown, but big picture, is this the best feeling vibes we've had about the team since the Siboldi offseason fiasco?
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't know
Yeah.
how you want to elaborate on that, but yeah.
Yeah. After we got rid of Siboldi in those crazy under those crazy circumstances, we brought in a coach that nobody liked, and we didn't have very many great nights, great games, and I think now we're starting to see that under Pizarro. Um, we had a good night against Cincy. That first home game under Pizarro, that was a good night, I think.
LA
But
Galaxy
yeah,
also good.
this is on another level. This
Yeah.
is definitely on another level as far as like the crowd being in it and just you could tell like the fans are really hopeful of what the season is going to give us.
Since the answer is yes, cherish the moment, boys. Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you consider the fact that there are some guys on this team like Aquino, Quignac, Nahuel, like who knows how long they have left, right? Like this is genuinely something to cherish. I don't know though, saying 140 people watching. Yeah, shout out everybody. 147 right now. Most of y'all on Twitter. A few of you faithful soldiers over on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're watching, Retweet the stream. Helps us out a ton. Threedger is here saying, Ya me ilusioné, of course.
Yep.
And also him saying, this was to make over the LAFC rig game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was tough. I know we did pregame the other night for that, and that was
Right
we were
now, we're
feeling pretty
nothing
good.
but positive. We're nothing but
Yeah,
positive. We're not thinking about any sad moments.
exactly,
And
exactly.
and I think we're all on the same boat. We're starting to see what can be possible this season. I think we're going to AJ's question, are we contenders? I think we're getting there, man. I think we can start to talk cups.
Yeah, yeah, we're definitely in the race for sure. One funny comment that Sean made earlier that I haven't shown on here yet. That's how you got a chancla upside the head. I can't remember what he was. I think that was for the defrosting of the meat comment, but that was great. Thank you, Sean, for that. Goal number 3 was, remind me because my thought mob is like,
Bruneta.
okay, that was the Brunetta goal. He deserved that. Off the game that he was having, he was trying to do some Olympicos from the corner earlier in the game. That was fitting for him to score that goal for sure.
Yeah, just stat wise, 80 touches, two chances, two big chances created. I think he was 70% on the long balls, accurate long balls. He was doing a great job of dropping deep as we're trying to play out the back, being that guy that facilitates our offense. I think he was just everywhere tonight. He's been a different beast since Correa joined the club. I think last year we criticized him a lot for being a bit lackadaisical, a little bit uninterested at times in the
Yep.
game. I think,
Rightfully so.
and now you can see the motivation. You can start to see that he's got great chemistry with his teammates, especially Correa. I think that's motivated him a lot. I think in this new role where he gets to distribute the ball a lot more, he's starting to really enjoy it. And so I think that we've always said he's got tremendous skill. Is he going to be dialed in? And I think this season he really is dialed in.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't, for all the flack that we gave him back in May, which again, rightfully so, because the way that he ended the season, especially in Liga and in Conca Champions in the semifinals. Oh, he's gone. Um, it was frustrating to see him like play the way that he did, and just not be super engaged. And so to see him really take that mantle of leadership so far this season, I think that's been a testament to the work that he's putting in, and just the fact that I think Guido has really like helped make his role really clear. So a credit to Guido as well. Oh, this is an interesting comp. Sean saying Brunetta feels like Paul George ish to me. He's great if he's your second best guy, less so if he's your A player.
Yeah,
That's a
I agree with
great
that.
comp. Yeah, because now that Correa has stepped in to become like our A guy, and Brunetta being right behind him, Correa has slotted him in correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great Sean. You're onto something tonight, my man.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's definitely true.
yeah. AJ saying, give me a solid left back, and I think this is a legit squad.
No
We've
doubt, no doubt.
we've been saying this. I feel like
Yeah.
ever since the summer started, right? Like just waiting for that Rosales deal to maybe come through. Um,
Preseason we had said we need a left wing back and we need a holding mid, but Gorriaran is done so great as a holding midfielder that I think he's erased all doubts from just about everybody. And watching Parra tonight, I feel like we have a really good backup in case we need somebody to back him up in that holding mid spot.
yep.
And then as a third option, if the world would collapse, then you've got still Romulo Zuarg who could come in and play that position he knows so well. So to me now, that one spot that we truly need to fill just for competition purposes and I think for speed, which we do lack at times, in that fullback role is a guy like Rosales. I still think we need to find a way to bring him in if possible. I think he's a great piece if we can add him, and I think that would truly make us contenders.
Yeah, and would just kind of make our depth even better because then you have Garza able to go to the right side, which frees up Aquino to be a super sub. Which Aquino didn't have a bad game tonight, but um, it's time for him to not be the starting guy at some point. And Chuy Garza has been really good all season for the most part. And he's probably better off the right than he is off the left. Is Angulo healthy, the left back, or is he now center back in your mind?
To me, if in the system that Pizarro ultimately wants to play, he falls more as a left stopper, so more of a center back role than a fullback. I think it's clear Pizarro wants wing backs that can do what we saw tonight, for example, out of Garza, right? A guy that can fly up the wing, make overlapping runs, be able to get to the end line, make crosses, join in on the attack, allow your wingers to tuck in, and then make combination plays in the final third. And a guy like Angulo is just not going to give you that. Angulo is going to give you awesome defensive presence, but not very much past the middle third. That's kind of his limit.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. Arnoldo agrees. He said that in the comments. No complaints there. Is he good enough to bump Swag or Purata from the starting lineup? I mean, based on current form, Purata, even though Purata hasn't been awful per se, but Swag has been the better of the two, I would say so far. I mean, just the way that he has been like a stopper and his passing has been really strong. I would say of those two, it'd be Purata who steps out and Angulo that steps in. But I don't know if you messed that chemistry up.
As it sits right now, I don't see Pizarro doing it. Sitting Purata down. I just don't. I mean, if Joaquin can't sit Zwarg down, I don't see Angulo sitting Purata. I think he's enjoying. I think Pizarro enjoys that partnership he's seeing, and having the ability to play out the back clean and
Yeah.
have that long ball passing with accuracy. I think is what he wants.
Yeah. Okay, Threedger with a comment here saying, I want to see Joaquim and Romulo as center backs in the future just to see how they pair up. Here's my counter comment to that. That to me is the center back pairing that should start the Miami game for speed purposes and the ability to shut down their attack. That's my idea. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's my idea. So maybe I'm crazy. Nothing beats clean passes and possessions out of the back, says Arnoldo. Basically, what you just summed up, Blue.
Yeah, and
100.
that's Pizarro's priority. Honestly, if he wanted shut down defenders, he could probably go Joaquim and Angulo, right? I mean, that's as shut down as it gets, and put like Zwarg as a right fullback or something like that. But
Luis Suarez is on a 40-mile-per-hour zone. Yeah, bro, his legs are gone. That's not who I'm worried. I'm worried about freaking Rodrigo de Paul, who's turned into a
yeah, yeah, they
menace since he
reloaded.
got here. Oh my goodness. We'll get to that later. I do want to talk about that game to some degree at the end. The next goal, Correa, his first goal in the league, his fifth goal since joining Tigres, which is incredible. Um, and
First one
that,
at El Volcando.
yes, first one at Look on finally, first one on Mexican soil. Um, really creative because of counter pressing. I mentioned this in the chat. Just the the guys' ability all night, and it didn't matter when it happened, whether it was minute 1 or minute 90 when we were already up 7-0 and they were already down a man. Like the intensity to win the ball back at every possible second was evident tonight. I loved it. That's what Tigres needs to be all about consistently. And that goal was a product of that because the guys won the ball back so quickly and have the field. Correa gets the ball at his feet, doesn't even think about it. Boom, shoots it, hits off the post, hits in, and it's just a beautiful goal from genuinely a world class player.
We hadn't had a player at that level since Prime Gignac, and Like tonight, I had said it earlier in the game, he wasn't having a great night. And when I say he wasn't having a great night, is when the ball was at his feet, he wasn't having a great night. Like he was struggling a little bit. His movement was great. Like you said, he was pressing well. He was moving all over the pitch trying to get the ball. But when he got the ball, he just was it wasn't his night. But he is like a Gignac type of player. When he's having a terrible night, he can still, like a magician, pull the rabbit out of his hat. And that's what he did tonight. Like he flipped the switch. One play is all he needed. Right? He wasn't getting. I don't know how many shots he had prior to that shot, but it felt like it was like the first one, and he scored. And we've been saying it. He doesn't need a lot of opportunities, a lot of shots to be able to score and convert. And that's what makes him truly special, is the fact that he gets one or two a game and he's going to put them away. And he did that tonight.
He had the least touches of anybody um, in the game. It says on FOTMOB, and he only had 3 shots on target.
Yeah.
So
And two of those, well, I don't know if that own goal counts as a
right,
shot on
yeah,
target for
yeah, yeah.
him, but basically with 3 shots, he scored 2 goals because he caused 2 goals. Let's just say, even though he doesn't get credit for the own goal.
Right. The XG on his goal was .02.
That just
So
tells you. That tells you.
yeah, world
Yeah,
class. Angel Correa, Arnoldo says, is what we wanted Zela Rayan Vargas and anyone else that was brought in that we wanted them to be.
yeah,
And I'm a big fan of Edu.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Facts.
Sean saying the guy that does the data analysis, if you go back to his Correa breakdown, he's been exactly as advertised, 100% percentile finisher.
Yeah,
My man.
yeah. Shout out Tom, man. That guy's phenomenal, man.
Yep. The yes, Threaker, there are guys still practicing out on the field as I'm looking at the Estrella broadcast. So getting that.
Yeah, they do I think the players that get either reduced minutes or no minutes at all, they get to do a little bit of a mini session
Yep.
before the end of the day.
A
I'm
la
sorry, I missed that comment. What did it say, Dennis?
impactful for central midfield key passes.
Yeah,
Yep. That's for guys like Joaquim, who still is not getting much playing time at all, and Sebastian Cordova, and a couple other guys who did not see the field tonight. So
but don't give up on Joaquin, man. The guy is
back.
a professional. The guy, at any point you can plug him in and he's gonna produce and he's gonna defend well. And it's a long season, you know. Eventually, we're gonna need him to come through, come clutch. And I have no doubt that he's working hard to try to at least battle for a starting position.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think he's gonna have to play a role in that Miami game here in a few
Yeah,
days. So, goal number 5 in the 58th minute. This rapid succession of Brunetta scoring in the 51st, Correa scoring in the 55th, and then the own goal that was basically created by Correa in the 58th minute. I mean, that ball was going out. I don't know what homeboy from Puebla was thinking, but that ball was for sure going out, and he definitely mishit it. And to our benefit, it was great. So kudos to Correa for getting that in. Um, enough about that. Goal number 6, his first professional goal, as you mentioned at the top of the show. Chicha Sanchez, who came in and played 30 minutes tonight, 30 more minutes for the youth minutes. In lieu of, I don't know, those comments saying after the goals, I want to ask how awkward it's going to be to include youth minutes. I think we got like 90-ish tonight, like almost 100 between Chicha and Parra and a teeny bit of Marcelo. I think we got 100 minutes tonight, which that's a win. Um, but that Chicha Sanchez goal, first of all, Correa providing the assist for that, a beautiful little through ball, perfectly placed, little cutback from Chicha. There it is right now here on Estrella, and then just he placed it perfectly, like absolute perfection, top left corner. Kudos to him. What a shot! What a way to get your first goal with the squad, and I'm sure that felt really good for him and for everybody who supports him.
That little cutback was Cristiano Ronaldo like, I would say. He really shook the defender there, and then he put an awesome bend on it. It not only was it awesome, what made it awesome is that it went like upper 90, but it was the fact that there was a player near the goalpost kind of jumping up to try to deflect it, and he got it just over him. So it needed to be right at that upper 90 position. Otherwise, it would have probably been deflected and out. And then just the celebration, man. I think everybody knew on the squad the importance of that goal to a guy who's homegrown talent, local Colonia Independencia guy,
Bro,
the
bro.
little guy, Cristiano Indepe Sanchez. There you go. So you can't help but feel proud and feel great for that kid to be able to do that at home in front of our fans on a night like tonight. I think is just like cherry on top, man. I think he's gonna be able to tell that story forever to to tell how the night went, to all his friends. And it's special. You always want to see the kids that come out of our youth system succeed and have some good nights, and tonight was that for him. Hopefully we see more of him. He's tiny, but I like the fact that he's aggressive. I like that he takes on players, and hopefully he continues to evolve. He's obviously got to put in a lot of work to be able to make our squad, but it's good to see him get minutes and evolve slowly.
You've been asked to enlighten the people, Lou.
Oh man, La Indepe, bro. I'm sorry, but I'm from the nicer parts of town. Nah, nah, no, La Indepe is just basically a neighborhood in Monterrey, right? Where it's a little bit ghetto. It's lower income kind of neighborhood, but there's a lot of culture there. There's a lot of interesting people, a lot of music, a lot of soccer, and it's a lively place. It's a happening place, and he's basically from the hood. Chicha's from the hood. He's the champion of the people. Yeah, I think he drives around a little pickup truck, and I can just imagine everybody in the hood right now talking about it. I mean, I
Yeah,
could just
bro.
see it, right? Like they're all like in their rocking chairs outside their house, and they're all huddled around. Did you see this game? Did you watch it? Did you see Chicha score? I think it's probably buzzing over there right now. I can just
Yeah.
imagine.
Provide a context where geographically in Monterrey that's at.
Well, that's really interesting too because it it's a mountain, right? And on one side of the mountain, you have basically the richest neighborhood in all of Latin America. And then you get on the other side of the mountain and you have, La Indepe, which is, interesting. The the mountain sort of becomes the border between ultra rich and the poor. So it's an interesting place geographically within the city.
Oh, apparently he doesn't drive a pickup anymore, according to
Oh, he
3Q.
got rid of the truck?
Boo!
Oh man, I thought that truck was
Come
special,
on.
bro. He had the
Yeah.
what they call in Mexico the redilas, which is like a little additional thing, little rack on top where you can like do extra storage. And he drive it around like he was kind of cool in that truck.
Bro, he was doing the Kawhi Leonard bit, just driving an old pickup instead of getting like a nice rich car. But I guess that's not the case anymore. But again, shout out to him. Just what a goal, what a cameo from him. Nice to see him get some minutes and to do well in those minutes. And last but not least, we could not have this night without a goal from our
What
glorious
what a
king.
better way to end it, bro.
Yeah, from Ser de Luz, André Pierre Guignac, finally on the score sheet for the first time since I believe last year. Has did he score like
November of 2024. It's the
ooh
last time he
wow.
scored.
Wow. So man, sure that felt great for him. Yes, it was a penalty. Who cares? For him at his age, whatever you can get out of him contribution wise is awesome, and I'm so happy for him. I know that he's gotten close a couple times. He had some good opportunities in the LAFC game on Tuesday night. A couple ones that just went over the bar, especially in the first half when he was on. And again, it's just nice to see him back back to scoring, getting one goal closer to uh to 200. And yeah, I mean, what else can you say? He's a legend, and it's great to see him back scoring.
He's on the farewell tour. He's a player that put us on the map. He's a player that gave us everything we could ask and more. And to me, every goal we get from him now in this farewell tour, in his last few months of him at our club as a player, just enjoy it. You never know which goal is going to be his last one, right? So you have to treasure those moments. He's a player that means so much to the institution. So I think, to me, every time from here on out that he scores, it's just a plus, right? It's just the cherry on top, because he's already stamped himself in the history of this club forever.
Yep.
He's forever be on the Mount Rushmore, in my opinion, the best player that's ever been, and honestly, the most important person that's ever been at the institution.
Yep.
And so, to me, I'm just enjoying the moment. Like, I'm not thinking about 2015 Gignac. That's what life is, bro. People age, and we get to enjoy them for a certain amount of time. But I think, let's just enjoy these last few months. I think it's going to be special, and yeah, I hope he continues to score here and there, and I hope more so is that he gets to leave with some more hardware
Yeah.
added to the trophy case.
And as Arnoldo says right here, for all the haters,
Yep,
correct. For all the haters, people be hating on this man when he's 39, about to be 40, saying, "Oh, he's too slow." Who cares, bro? He's
doesn't
already
matter.
done his stuff. This club would not be what it is without him. Silly to bash a guy who gave us a space to enjoy more deeply our passion. And that, my friend, was a direct shot at our friend Alvaro. Just saying.
Emphasis on the VAR, baby. He's also our in-house referee analyst. He's
In-house
my
troll.
he's my go-to guy for any refereeing decisions.
Ah, that's hilarious. Okay, I want to talk about some other players really quick, but before we do that, wouldn't be here without the Damian Alvarez effect. That's fair. Um, chat, this is for you, Lou. This is for everybody in the chat. Player of the match for tonight. Drop it in the comments in the chat. What do y'all think? Who deserves that that nod? I'm gonna start with you, Lou. Who do you think is the player
I'm
of the
gonna,
match?
I'm gonna go with Brunetta. I thought he orchestrated the game. I thought he was the guy that facilitated a lot of our runs. I think he was phenomenal tonight. Two big chances, a goal and one assist. I mean,
Yep.
dude, those numbers are huge. So I
Yep.
think I think it's got to go to him. But honestly, we got a lot out of Chuy Garza, for example. I thought was pretty solid. I mean, it's not going to reflect on the stat sheet, but he looked great out there. Our center backs were solid back there too. So plenty of praise to go around, but I think Brunetta out of the pack is the one that stands out.
You had four guys tonight, right? Is it four? Yeah, four guys tonight have a goal and an assist. Lainez, Bruneta, Ociel, and Correa. Just incredible. Um, Arnoldo said Bruneta. AJ says Bruneta. Drieger saying Bru or Correa. Arnoldo saying he's moving the needles, Bruneta, and he's a poor man's Busquets. I don't hate
There you
that comp.
go. There
I
you
don't hate
go.
that comp at all. I'm gonna say Bruneta, but I think if it's not him, I would say Lainez, just because I thought Lainez provided more impact throughout the game as opposed to Correa. Correa was good, but like you mentioned, Lou, earlier, like he struggled a little bit in the beginning parts of the game in the first half, not as impactful as he was in the second half. And Lainez throughout the whole match when he was in, he was really good. So, but Brunetta, I mean, everybody had a great game, really. The only person who didn't have a great game was probably Nahuel, and that's because bro didn't have to do anything.
No,
Like he, how many shots did they have on target? Like two, if that. They had one. one shot on target, 9 total shots, and they had an XG of .6.
We could have put Tigres under the three post, and we probably would have been all right.
Exactly, exactly. Um, what did he say? Linus rocking up the doctorate scholarship with all the hype. Yeah, bro. He's graduated
Yeah, bro.
from bachelor's to master's, to now
He's
he's getting that doctorate.
he's endowed, bro. He's basically punched it in.
I thought Fatma won't give him the credit, but I thought Marcelo Lopez was also like solid tonight. Obviously he didn't score and didn't contribute like goal wise, but I thought his energy, his pressing, his just his like relentlessness to win the ball back high up the field, I thought was really good again. He's just such a solid option. Does a lot of the dirty work. When he gets his chances, he takes them. I've been again, we talked about it on Tuesday. I've been really impressed with his addition so far for a guy that we didn't know much about. Um, Not his best game, obviously, but I don't think he's put in a bad performance ever since he joined.
No, no, and I think the more he plays, I think the more partnerships he's starting to create with Correa, which is great. And like you said, he's willing to do the dirty work. He's willing to drop down a bit to kind of link up, and so he's been one of those guys that he's gonna be a great utility type of player for us.
Yeah. Ronaldo's leaving, saying, "I'm out, guys. Thanks for holding it down. Great show. Uh, don't drink too many shots, my friend. That's all I gotta say. Um, limit your consumption. That's all I would say." AJ saying, "Ociel would be my number two." Okay,
Yeah, can't go wrong
yeah.
with that.
You can't go wrong with
Honestly,
anybody.
yeah, there's like to me it's Brunetta, and then there's like several number twos there that you can put.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Even the subs were good for the most part. Couple little bits here and there. Gorriarán didn't have to see the field at all, which I think is great. You want to rest his legs for upcoming games. No Sebastian again, which I don't think is surprising at this point, um, considering how far down he is in the pecking order. Um, Vigon came in again over him, which tells you a lot. We got to see the debut of the newest addition to the team, Marco Farfan, who comes to us from FC Dallas. Did we ever find out what the transfer fee for that was? I don't think that ever got leaked out from either anybody from the
No,
Tigres side of things, and I follow a few FC Dallas people, and I didn't see any numbers reported on their side either.
Vladi was the only one that put out the number, and he said, "Well, did he say 2 or 3 year contract on him?"
I think two with an option, maybe.
Okay, I got to go back and check that tweet, but yeah, I was surprised at how long the length of the contract was. I was a little bit surprised. Is it just because I was happy, but he actually looked okay out there? Did you
Yeah,
get that sense too?
he didn't look out of place. No, no.
Like I don't know if it was just the euphoria of the game, like when you're just in that rush and the adrenaline's going, and you're just so happy that everything's like, you know. So it just seemed like he looked okay out there. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
like
Well, he
he didn't look
hustled.
out of place.
Yeah, he hustled for a couple plays. Won a tackle late on in the game when they were like breaking in transition. I thought that was good because again, I mean, the game is over, well over by that point, and he's still putting in the effort, trying to make a good first impression with the team and with the fan base. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was bad by any means. I didn't think too much of his passing just because we didn't get to see him pass the ball that much, but I'm curious to see what his role with the team is going to be um, going forward. Is he going to be a guy that's going to come off the bench and provide some solidity? Is he going to start some games? Like, what's kind of his role? What that's for us to find out, I guess, in the future. Um, Drieger said Linus this season has been on another level. Gacelo served his purpose. He even didn't score. Agree to both of those. Um, I think those are all my little tidbits as far as players go. Stats wise, we scored 7 goals on only 2.2 xG, which tells you something about the quality of the goals. We lost the possession battle though, 48% compared to their 52%. Um, they
Yeah,
actually,
at one point we were in like the upper 30s. I think we were like at
yeah.
39. So
I
they
mean, in
pretty
the
much
first
had it the
half,
whole night.
yeah, the first half they were playing decent. They weren't like creating chances or like threatening us, but they at least had like some decent spells of possession, better than we did. I would say. AJ saying I think it was 3 million. Okay, that
3 mil. Wow,
I would.
that's high.
That's high. Yeah, that's high for a guy on an MLS team that is not like super well known, right? Like, and it's not
If
going to be a
if they
starter.
did pay 3 mil, it kind of goes to show how high Pizarro rates him
Yeah,
to be able to drop that kind of coin on a guy.
yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what the actual thing is. I'll have to dig deep into that um, later on. Um, I think that's probably enough about this game. Yeah, I think we've covered all of our bases.
Yeah,
Um, a really, really impressive win for the boys. That puts us now in the league table, I believe, on top for now. Um, we've only played 3 games. Pachuca's also played 3 games, and they have 9 points. Toluca's played 3 games, and they have 6. And also Rayados the same thing. So we have a game in hand on most everybody, and we have, we're 3 for 3 with a +9 goal differential, my friend.
12 goals scored.
Holy moly! And
You
that's
guys
just
were
in the league, right?
you guys were laughing at me when I told you guys 35 for the season,
Hey,
and we're 3 games in, and we're at 12, bro. You could still jump on the boat, Dennis. You can,
I'm down. I'm riding the train with you. So that's 12 just in the league, right? And that's not counting the
how many
7,
did we scored? What, 4 against Dynamo, 2
2,
against San Diego, and
1 against,
1
yeah, 7 against
7.
in Leagues Cup.
So
Yeah,
you're talking almost 20 goals,
in uh 4 or 5, 6 games.
6 games,
Holy
20
moly,
goals in 6 games, bro.
that's crazy! Wow, that's a when you put it that way. I think we're gonna go over now, says 3 here. I agree. Um, let's end with this. Let's talk about what's coming up. 2 big games back to back coming up for Tigres. We know about the Leagues Cup game, but before then is a big game once again at home against Club America. Who knows if by this time next week, if America is going to have, I mean, he's in Mexico now, but will their new signing from France, Alain St. Maximin, former Newcastle player, a guy who I actually really like, um, as a player, even though I know he's the head case off the field. Will he play? Will he start? Will he get minutes? What will be the situation there with him? But that's an opportunity, another early season test for the boys against the team that has dominated this decade so far. Has made the last 4 finals, have won 3 of them. Even though they have struggled a little bit, um, not a little bit, a lot of it, I would say recently with just the way that they went out of Leagues Cup, the way that they played in that Club World Cup playoff game against LAFC. They are not as good defensively as they once were. So I think that's an opportunity for the boys to take advantage of that and to score some more goals, even though they are, a tougher side per se, and they have still one of the better coaches in the league, even though who knows how hot his seat is. So that's Saturday of next week. And then the big one after that is going back into Leagues Cup play, flying to Miami to play um, Messi and friends. Who knows if Messi's going to play? But this game will be different than the game that we played last year against them. Last year, when Inter Miami came here to Houston, and it was more like a home game for Tigres, Messi was not there at all. He was injured. Suarez did not make the trip. Busquets came off the bench. Jordi Alba was the only guy who played significant minutes in that game. This time, Messi may or may not be back. We'll see. But Suarez is going to play. Busquets is going to play. Jordi Alba is going to play. They have a better roster. They have better guys, Allende, Segovia, and they also just brought in Rodrigo De Paul, who is an absolute menace of a midfielder. So as you look ahead to these next 2, games, Lou. Just what are your thoughts, your expectations? What are you most excited about going into two really important games in August? Which usually that doesn't happen, but for being this early in the season and having two big games already, I think is really good for the team.
It really felt like after that San Diego game that we were starting to kind of lose steam a little bit. I don't know how you felt, but if it was just too many road games in a row, which had started, we had gone to Mexico City on the road to Toluca, to Toluca on the road, and then fly into Houston, fly into San Diego, which was really rough. 2 days of
Yeah.
flying there, and then
Uh-huh.
into
Yep.
LAFC, and it felt like we had run out of steam. So to be able to get back home, win in the fashion that we did, and then stay home
For
because we
another week.
get America at home next Saturday at 8. I think that's going to get us regrouped again, charge up. Um, like you said, America is not the same America from last season. Defensively, I think they're struggling a ton. I don't know if it's the midfield that has kind of lost its strength and therefore defensively now they're more exposed. But I feel like this game is going to be more manageable for us than previous seasons. I think in previous seasons we were a lot more vulnerable, and you could tell, we've been struggling against them a lot. They've had a number, so I think it's a great opportunity to get a positive result at home with our fans, take that momentum into Miami, and I have no doubt that our players are going to be highly motivated for this one. This Miami game should be a really exciting one because Nahuel Guzman, Correa, Bruneta, they know these guys, man, and they're not going in there to be friendly with them. They're going in there because they want to beat them. And so, to me, it's going to be a great clash. It's going to be a lot of superstars on the pitch. I think it's going to be one of the premier games and a great opportunity for us to like really showcase ourselves. I think if we can be smart, we can get a win and advance. I think it would be a huge game for us, and I think the boys know that. Honestly, I feel like the only thing that Pizarro has been lacking is more on the psychological aspect than anything. I feel like X's and O's, he's a fantastic coach, but there is certain moments of the game where I feel like we lose our composure. You saw it in the LAFC game. We lost our cool, led to frustration, and then we just played frustrated the rest of the night, and it kind of bled into it, and then it's just like it messes up our game really bad, and that's a mental thing. You're beating yourself up. So I think if with preparation, which we will have preparation for this game, I think psychologically we can work on our guys, get them ready, get them prepped up for any scenarios that we might face, any refereeing decisions, anything that might happen. Get them ready, and I think it should be a really fun game to watch.
Yeah, we'll do a much bigger deep dive once we get closer to that game. But just so you guys know who haven't seen the details of that, Leagues Cup came out with the schedule for everything today. I thought we were going to get two semifinals on the 19th and two on the 20th, but or quarterfinals, but all four of them are going to be on the 20th. We are the first one where the early kickoff, I believe, at 7
7.
Texas time,
Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern, whatever that is, West Coast. Um, 6 o'clock Monterrey time. So Wednesday the 20th, the boys will be in Miami. Shout out Peter, who's going to be there, our friend Peter.
Yeah.
He will be there physically representing us. Hopefully, some other people can go. Um, I looked at the Leagues Cup site earlier. The game will be on MLS Season Pass, on Univision, and on FS1. So there'll be three places to watch that game. Like I said, we'll do a deep dive into that once we get closer. We've got about a week and a half until that game comes about. I do like one thing I'll say about that. I do like that the Leagues Cup format has shifted in this way to where you're going back in the league play and you're not taking this like humongous break just for Leagues Cup and creating like this awkward blip in the schedule. You've got rhythm. Everybody's got some form of rhythm going into the next round for the 8 teams that are still in there, especially for the four Liga MX teams who are just starting their seasons as opposed to um, the four MLS teams have been playing since February. So I think that's great that they changed it into that. That way, it's not awkward, and you're not like trying to find rhythm and then going out immediately and having 3 weeks off. Like I'm glad that they're doing it in this way, and that if you win, you get an extra midweek game, right? Like the following week. If you don't advance, then you just go back to your normal league schedule that you're already in. And so I do like that about how they've changed the format this year. Rare Leagues Cup, smart decision for them to, actually think for once. AJ saying, I think in one of the pods, Lou said Correa was going to score 7 goals. He's at 5. Now, you said that just in the league, though, right? Or did you say all competitions?
I had said 8 goals. No, no, it was the opposite. I had said 6 goals, 8 assists. So he's already like about to really blow out my prediction. And no, that was across all competitions.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be way off. If anything, the only thing I might be like halfway close on is assists. I don't know where he's at on assists, but he's probably getting up there. So yeah, I said for his first season, I thought 14 goals plus assists would be a great season for him. So I had said 6 and 8, I believe is what I said. 6 goals, 8 assists, and he looks like he's gonna blow that out of the water.
Tonight was his first assist of the
Okay.
season. Other than that, he's got 5 goals. So 6 goal contributions in 6 games. That's pretty good, if you
Yeah,
ask me.
really
That's
good.
pretty good. So, man, shout out to him. What a signing he has been. Just a perfect signing from an attacking standpoint, from a culture standpoint, from just team vibe standpoint. Just he's been excellent.
What a
And
humble dude too, man.
yeah,
Great to have a guy who puts the team first, doesn't have a huge ego. I mean, it's refreshing to have a guy like that.
yeah. I've been watching a lot of the Leagues Cup coverage on season pass, obviously, because that's where most of the games are. And I know we always like to talk about how much the Apple people love us. Boy, do they love Correa! Like the
Yeah.
constant amount of praise that they're giving him, saying that like he's been the player of the tournament so far, besides like Paulinho from Toluca. Um, I just love that. Like I think they see it, we see it, our people see it, our league sees it. Drieger sees it, saying, "Great to see how happy Correa is since he got here." Like, that's what you wanted. You wanted a guy who was going to be like a seamless fit um, into the squad, both on and off the field, and I think he has been that. So, huge shout out to him because I don't think you can complain at all about his start to his Tigres career. Okay, I think we've reached a good point here. We're about almost an hour in. Uh, did I miss anything, Lou? Did I forget anything important that we needed to touch on before we wrap it up tonight?
I think we're good. Aren't you glad that we did post game instead of pre-game tonight? We
Yeah,
we
dude.
we had talked about doing pre-game, and I was like, man, I'm glad we did post game instead.
Yes, yeah. I'm glad my phone was being stupid at 9 o'clock because this is way more fun. This is way better than doing pregame. Even though pregame would have been fine. This is way better. So almost 200 people watching. Thank you everybody for tuning in um, live. I will have the audio up ASAP, so hopefully it'll be up uh, and ready to listen Saturday morning. Well, it's already Saturday morning, but in a few hours per se. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. This is a good place to stop. Thank you everybody for joining us on another episode of Lautimes. Don't forget to follow us wherever we're at, and we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. I'm going to throw the banner up here on the stream so that way you guys can follow us and subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us everywhere. Don't forget we record about once a week ish. This is the second time we've done it this week, but we usually record about once a week. Join us on Twitter, on YouTube. Check out our live streams. When you watch with us, please share, retweet, repost, do all the things because that helps us get more eyes on this. It helps us out a ton. And you can follow Lou over at Tigres_English, holding it down for us with all the great content. By the way, shout out Femenil. We forgot about them. They also played tonight, and they had a great win, 3-0 on the road against Atlas. We'll do a deeper dive into them and just their season so far next episode. But shout out Ordóñez with another,
Maria Sanchez with a golazo
yeah,
too.
El Bombi. Great night on the road. I think that's what 15 points now for Amazonas through 7 games, something like that.
I believe so. Got
And
to check
still
that.
sitting in second place, I think, behind America. So shout out to them. Like I said, we'll talk about them more in depth next episode. But they also played tonight, and they played great. So shouts to them. But like I said, follow Lou over at Tigres_English. You can follow me at Dennis Grammer Jr. And you can follow the rest of the guys who usually are on here. Edgar over at Double A Nation, Alfred at Tigres Takes, and then obviously I don't know the guy who runs this show at lautimes. Everywhere. We'll be back at some point next week. Not sure what day just yet, but we will preview the America game more in depth. We'll kind of touch on a little bit more of that Miami game. We'll probably wait to do a full deep dive into the Miami game until the week after or the day before. So watch out for that. We need to see if we can collab with our Miami friends again, Lou. If we can do that again, I don't
The
know.
battered, the
Yeah.
battered herons podcast.
Yeah. See if we
Yeah.
can get another episode with them. So we'll let you guys know about that, especially if you're on Twitter. Don't forget to check our posts out on that. World Cup champ scoring tonight, says Seth Streaker. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we'll be back at some point next week. Like I said, deep dive into the America game. So don't forget to join us for that. If you're on podcast later, thanks for tuning in and subscribing. It goes a long way. Tell your friends about us. And we're gonna wrap it up right here and now. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys next week. Arriba la U. Balloons
Peace.
for 7 goals. Thank you, Lou, for joining me. Have a good night, everybody.